This could be a truly historic margin. It's quite a troubling sign for the Biden campaign.
There is a reason, however, guys, that Biden is trying to stoke fear amongst the black community right now, and it is because an awful lot of black people are breaking away from the Democrat Party. Hallelujah. And even CNN is addressing it.
But look at this number for Donald Trump, 22%. Where was Donald Trump at this point 4 years ago in the polls? He was just at 9% of the vote. So he's seen more than a doubling in his support among African Americans. This margin, which was in the 70s just 4 years ago, look at where it is now, 69 minus 22. That puts it in the 40s. My goodness gracious. If this held through the general election, obviously we're still months away, this would be by far the best performance for a Republican candidate among black voters in a generation, 2 generations, probably since 1960 and Richard Nixon against John F. Kennedy. That's how long we're really talking about when we're looking at this margin here. This could be a truly historic margin. It's quite a troubling sign for the Biden campaign.
I mean, that's a game changer if it holds, right?
It's big.
Let's not forget Donald Trump. I say it all the time. State of the Union, what was it, 2017 State of the Union, when it was lowest all-time black unemployment, lowest all-time Hispanic unemployment, and the Congressional Black Caucus sat there like this. AOC didn't even show up. I think, and again, I don't like to do the group thing, but largely there is a let's say a segment of the black population that is like, wait a minute, he's not Hitler, and these people are doing nothing for us.
Yeah, well, I mean, what they're doing is hate craft. Yeah. And people are tired of being pushed into, I talk to people all the time, you know, I get all kinds all over the place. I'm in Ubers, I'm talking to different people all over, and I hear this kind of consistently. I still, you know, run into people that are pretty hard Democrat and this and that, but this idea that it's like all you hear from them is negative, 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 and nothing's working. I hear all the time this from people who claim to be Democrat, and it's both sexes, all races. You know,
what do you mean both sexes?
Oh yeah,
there's
no.
What?
No, two, just two.
Well,
did you know that I even
we'll check that out.
We were even talking about on Joe Rogan. You know Joe. Joe's alpha, right? He's maximum alpha. So Joe's like, we're talking about Admiral Levine, which I just call Admiral Levine usually, because you get in trouble if you call Dick or Richard. But so Joe's like, well, she blah blah blah, and I said, he.
Yeah.
I just cut him off.
Wow, even Joe was doing that. And
so Joe was with me after that.
Oh, good.
It's like we snapped him. It's like this spell people are under. No, so
well, first off, the fact that his name is Dick is hilarious.
Well,
that's number one. And also, Dick Levine, Rachel Levine, said that his greatest joy in life is having kids, because he was a man his whole life until a couple of years ago, and now he's for gender reassignment surgery for 12-year-olds. I mean, like, the level of evil there is so off the charts, it's unimaginable.
We just saw tantamount evil from Biden.
Fair enough. That's the racial version.
But what I hear from all these people is that maybe they don't like Trump, or they don't trust Trump, or they think he's still a bad guy, but at least stuff worked.
Yeah.
At least stuff wasn't, everybody said everything was insane, but it seemed like that was a media thing. I hear this all the time. But what's happening now is actually ruining the country. I hear it from New Yorkers a lot. They usually aren't talking about Biden, they're talking about Kathy Hochul. They're like, she is ruining the state, and there's nothing we can do about it. And there's this reservoir of growing powerlessness that's like a potential. It's just going to shoot out like an arrow. And I think we're going to see, I don't know what we're going to see in the election, because who knows what that's even going to mean.
Sure.
But let's pretend that's an election. We're going to see record support. All of those white people in 2016 who pretended they weren't going to vote or whatever, and then they came out in big numbers for Trump, it's everybody else now.